All right, so everyone's always wondering, how do I lose weight? So this video is gonna be 7 quick tips on how you can start losing weight now. It's gonna be quick, easy 7 tips. You can start now, you can get it done with, you can start losing weight at home today. Nothing fancy, nothing extreme. It's all 7 simple steps. And all it takes is some education on the topic, what to do, and commitment to doing it. And so without further ado, let's get into it. So I'll go over 7 quick steps right now and let's get started. Number 1, intermittent fasting. It's one of the best ways to lower your food intake. You can fast for a full 16 hours and eat for 8 hours of the day, or you can do a very moderate type of intermittent fasting that I personally like doing, which is more of a 14-hour fast and then a 10-hour eating window. And it really works because you're not putting that much food into your body. And as we know now, insulin is the reason we gain fat. So if we're putting less food into our body, there's less insulin spikes that are causing us to gain weight. So you eat less insulin. Easy as that. But on top of that, intermittent fasting forces you not to have any snacks. Now, having less snacks is going to also cut down your insulin spikes as well. Having less food, less snacks, just eating meals within a constrained period of time, and after that time, not eating anything will make sure that your body is burning all the sugars, all the excess fat that's in you already, that's stored up as energy the times you aren't eating. And the best part about intermittent fasting is you can tailor it to your needs. For example, like I said, I do the 14-hour fasts and then the 10-hour eatings way more often than the 16-hour fasts and the 8-hour window of eating. That's too hard for me, and you can tailor it how you like. Tip number 2. Now this coincides with what we just talked about in intermittent fasting. No snacking. This is the biggest change you can make at the moment, because snacking is not only going to increase the calorie intake that you have, it's also going to increase the insulin spikes. It's just excess food going into your body that's not part of your meals. The less food, the less calories, the less insulin equals weight loss. And let's be real, most snacks out there are just plain junk food. Think of Oreos, think of Doritos, think of all those type of things that are just going to cause excess calories that we don't need. Now, I understand snacking is a vital part of some people's lives. And for those people, you don't have to cut out snacking, okay? If it's too much of a vital component of your life, just change the food you eat. For example, instead of having chips, have some salted nuts. You still get the salty taste, still taste great. Eat a much healthier version of them. Instead of French fries, have some natural popcorn. Still buttery, delicious, amazing, but not full of all those oils, all those refined fats, and all that random stuff in French fries. Instead of having ice cream, have some plain yogurt with some fruit in it, or even some flavored, non-sugar added yogurt, and add some honey, a little bit of honey, and a little bit of fruit. It's gonna taste way better. It's gonna be super healthy compared to the ice cream that you're gonna have. And there are plenty of changes like this you can make into your snacking lifestyle to continue snacking, but making sure that you don't get those excess calories that you don't need. Tip number 3, consuming less sugary foods and drinks. Now, at the time of filming, I'm filming this on Super Bowl day, so this day is full of sugary stuff, and it's okay to have it once in a while. But having these all the time is the exact reason why America is in an obesity crisis. There's so much excess sugar that we're intaking. All this is leading to excess calories, excess fat gain, lots of insulin production, which is causing the fat. Not good for us at all. We know the basics, so what do? Well, we cut out the fruit juice. As we know, fruit juice doesn't have any fiber. It's just plain sugar going into your body, just as bad as sodas, which also need to be cut out. On top of this, all your alcoholic beverages that are full of sugars, like your wines and beers and all that are flavored with so much added sugar and added refined carbs that aren't going to be good for you. On top of this, your Starbucks coffee, like that is just full with loads and loads of sugar that you don't need. And instead of getting sweetened coffee or sweetened boba, lower that sugar down if you still need to have sweeteners like 25% or 10%. Cutting back on those sugars will make a big difference on your overall body shape. And I'm telling you, just in a couple weeks, you'll notice such a big difference. Your acne is going to go away. You're going to start feeling so much better. You're not going to be as tired anymore. You're going to feel less lazy and just energetic to take on the day. Trust me, try this out. This alone, this hack alone will change your life. And at the beginning, I know it's really hard to transition totally off of sugar. You gotta make a slow transition, because if you make a big jump, it's gonna be too big of a jump, and then you're gonna falter back, and it's not gonna be good. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna make sure we transition you you off safely. And we do this by transitioning you from added sugars to artificially sweetened sugars. Now I know these aren't really good for you, but still, you gotta have that transition. Otherwise, if you just completely stop eating the sugar that you're used to, your body's not gonna be able to handle it. Your mouth and brain is just wired to have that sugar. So we gotta make habits to force them to make sure that they understand having less and less sugar is totally okay, and there's no problem with that at all. So instead of having your nice Yoplait and yogurts like that, have some Ukios, which are sweetened with stevia leaf, which by itself actually isn't an artificial sugar in some sense. But on top of this, instead of having like Coke, you can have some Olipop that's cola flavored. It's still gonna have a similar taste, but it's not gonna have all that added refined sugars. And then instead of having wine, which is full of sugars, have some low carb beer. This is gonna have less refined carbs, it's gonna have less sugars in them. They're gonna be better for you to maintain your sugar levels than wine's gonna be. Tip number 4, eat more natural foods. Fiber-filled foods like fruits have a lot of added natural fiber to them that lower the amount of sugar that go in your body. This is why fruit juices are not good for you, because they have no fiber, and then all the sugar gets released at once. Once you have fiber, it really slows down the sugar release into your blood, into your body, and that allows the body to compensate all that sugar that you have, because it gets released slowly and is processed at a much slower pace, which doesn't cause fat gain. There's less fake ingredients in natural foods, like your refined seed oils, your refined carbs, your added sugars. All of those are going to be way less, if not zero, in natural foods, because they don't appear in excess numbers like they do in our processed foods. And if you do this for a while and let your body reset to natural foods, you're going to see the fat melt right off of you. You're going to start feeling better. Instead of less hot dogs, have more chicken, fish, steak. Yes, I said steak. Instead of having Doritos, have more nuts, fruits, etc. And have more healthier fats. So instead of having canola oil or compressed seed oil, have some olive oil, have some natural avocado oil. These are going to promote less insulin increase, less inflammation. It's going to be overall better for your health. It's not going to lead to all that fat gain and weird stuff accumulating in your body. And just to go off of the steak comment, I mentioned steak for a reason. New studies are showing that steak actually isn't that bad. Why? Because saturated fats aren't that bad, as we're finding in research now. We used to call them the crime, the reason for heart attacks and all those problems. Now research is finding having them in moderate amounts is actually pretty good for you. And overdoing it obviously is going to be a problem, but having a moderate amount of saturated fats, especially from like red meats, is not a bad thing at all. It provides you nutrition and vitamins that you can use throughout your day and your life. Tip number 5. Now this is a very obvious one, but consuming less food than usual. Calories are not the final reason for gaining fat, but they are part of the equation that leads to fat loss. For example, you're gonna have less calories, which means you're gonna have less insulin promoting foods within your body. That's gonna lead to a lower insulin spike, which is totally good. That means you have less fat accumulating. Now, if you only look at the calorie side of the equation and don't change the type of foods you eat, you will lose weight, but it will be a short-term loss, but a long-term stagnation. What I mean by this is just looking at calories isn't the final way to lose weight, but it's part of the equation and it leads to short-term gains. And if you eat less food, you're gonna have less calories in your body, but your body's gonna start adapting to this. This is why having low calories as your main way of losing weight is not good, because your body is gonna be used to it. So it's gonna be a short-term loss of weight, but a long-term stagnation as your metabolism adapts to the lower calories. And you won't be storing as much fat. Now, if you do this in conjunction with the other tips we've been talking about, changing the type of food you eat, when you eat, blah, 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 you're gonna lose a lot of weight. Now, bodybuilders are notoriously known to decrease their calories and lose a bunch of weight, gain a bunch of weight. But they're already really healthy. They're not starting at a super fat body weight. They're starting at a pretty muscular, lean body weight. So losing and gaining weight is very easy for them, and just fluctuating the calorie number is enough for them. And for most of us out there, we're not bodybuilders. We're struggling with our weight loss. We're in the obese category of the BMI, and we need to follow all the factors, not just calories, to lose the weight. Tip number 6, you gotta move more. Diet makes 95% of the weight loss, but the rest of it comes from exercise. And a lot of people are like, oh, diet makes such a big difference, so why should I exercise? Let me make a good argument against that. if you start building more muscle than you have right now, your body's not just burning calories while you're doing the exercise, it's burning calories day long, week long, year long. Why is that? The more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism is going to be. It's going to need more energy to maintain that muscle. So if you start working out, you're inevitably going to gain muscle, especially if you don't work out currently. So that means if you start working out now and you start gaining muscle in a few weeks, in a few months, you're going to be burning more calories at baseline than you did way back when you didn't start. So that means the more muscle you have, the more exponential increase in calorie burn you have as well. That means working out is a vital part to losing weight. Changing to a cleaner diet plus that exercising and increased muscle mass will lead to a lot of slimming down. On top of this, working out just makes your body healthier. You are a stronger person and you're going to protect yourself from future diseases that are caused by a sedentary epidemic that we are also in right now. And by move more, I don't mean you have to go to the gym, do bench press, during class, do all of that. Here's some quick things you can do. You can go walking, you can walk indoors, you can go for a walk outside, you can walk at work, at school, you can do it everywhere. You can use a standing desk. Now, a standing desk you can use to study, you can do it at work, you can do work on your laptop. You can combine the walking and the standing desk by using a walk pad or a treadmill. You can do home exercises, body weight, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, you name it. There's endless home body exercises. Just look up on YouTube, home exercises, a bunch will come up. You can do martial arts. If you're into UFC like I am, you can start doing some MMA, karate, kung fu, jiu-jitsu, you name it. There's so many martial arts out there that are going to be so fun for you, and that will help you lose a lot of weight while gaining a lot of muscle. You can dance, you can do sports. There's endless activities you can do, and just 20 minutes a day will make a big difference in your life. And tip number 7, make it a priority. This is probably the most crucial step out of all of them because the other ones tell you how to lose weight, but this is a mindset shift that you have to make in order to lose weight. If you want to do something, you have to make it a must in your mind. You got to make it a must lose weight. I must, not a need, not a want. I must lose weight. This is a must for me and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to lose weight. This is the most crucial thing you can do, making that shift in your head, because then everything will fall into place. All those other steps I mentioned previously, they may be hard, but they're gonna be way more doable when you make that mindset shift of this is a must. And the journey to health is not just a short-term fad. It's a lifestyle. It's something that you gotta get used to and adapt to and join. You become a part of it. It becomes a part of you. And by staying on this path, you will be a healthier, happier version of you. And not only this, you will influence your friends and families. If they're not fit right now, they will start seeing the happiness and the healthiness exuding from you. And they're gonna want to join in on the action. So those are the 7 tips on how you can start losing weight now. I hope you enjoyed those tips. I hope you learned something from those tips. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the comments below. You can DM me on Instagram and I'm willing to talk to you guys. And in the meantime, stay healthy and stay happy, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.